Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to the channel. Today, we are going to be doing another lottery mock draft, but putting a little twist on it. The lottery is about 2 weeks away, so today we're going to be doing a lottery simulation, full lottery mock draft for the 2023 NBA draft, which is fast approaching. So obviously the big winner here, the Utah Jazz winning the rights to select Victor Wembenyama, but then my Charlotte Hornets also jump up quite a bit, and the Wizards get a chance to reset their franchise. Portland also only has a top 4 pick, so interesting to see what they do there. Detroit, Houston, San Antonio all fall, and then Orlando now has 2 top 11 picks still, but their top pick falls down a few spots, and then Indiana falls as well. So we're going to go ahead and use this in a mock draft. We're going to be using our big board here, and we'll go ahead and start the draft. Number one, not exactly a shock. You look at this Jazz roster, maybe need a franchise point guard, maybe Colin Sexton can play it. You got Ochai and Jordan Clarkson and Taylor Horton-Tucker at the 2. I really hope Ochai develops. I was high on him, had him in the lottery last year, ends up going just outside, I think, around the 20s. And then at small forward, don't have much. Now Lowry's holding down the 4, Walker Kessler holding down the 5, so it'll be interesting to see how they do this. Maybe Lowry plays the 3, but Victor Wembenyama is going to be the top pick to the Utah Jazz there. Now my Charlotte Hornets miss out on a guy like Victor, but we'd obviously be ecstatic to get anyone with the amount of potential that Scoot Henderson has to play right alongside LaMelo Ball there at the 2-guard position. Of course, we still have Terry Rozier, but he has a big contract, so hopefully we can move on from him soon if we do get a guy of Scoot's caliber. Him playing off LaMelo Ball would be a beautiful thing to watch. They just have a competition between themselves to see who can get the most assists. Now, the Washington Wizards, like I said, have a franchise or potentially a franchise-altering pick here, finally, at number 3 for the first time since they got Bradley Beal. So what are they going to do? They need a franchise point guard. Amin Thompson happens to be on the board. They also need another scorer, but they have Bradley Beal. So I'm going to go Amin Thompson to go alongside of Bradley Beal, either Denny Ashvita or Corey Kispert, whichever one they prefer. And then Kristaps probably playing the 5. If they re-sign Kuzma, cool. If not, I mean, I've heard they want to go a different direction. We'll see. But they get their first franchise point guard since John Wall left town. It'll be a good day in Washington Wizard land if they do jump up this far in the lottery. Now, at number 4, we have the Portland Trail Blazers on the board. And this is kind of perfect for the Blazers because if they pick where they're at now, they will have to potentially reach on Jarace Walker, although I do have him as my number 5 prospect, so maybe not that much of a reach. But they'd probably either have to let Jeremy Grant or Cam Reddish walk. Here, you can pick up Brandon Miller, you can let Cam Reddish walk, bring back Matisse Thybulle, who you have right here. Shadon Sharpe is going to be a monster next year. You can trade Dame if you want, maybe for another top pick. Maybe you send him to Orlando for those 2 lottery picks and then a first next year or something like that. We'll see what shakes out. But here at 4, we have the Portland Trail Blazers going with Brandon Miller. Now at 5, we have the Detroit Pistons on the clock. They kind of they don't end up on the good side of this year's lottery, but they do have Cade. They have Jaden Ivey. They have Bojan Bogdanovic. They have Marvin Bagley. They have Jalen Duren, Isaiah Stewart, James Wiseman. So they're pretty set in the big man category. What they could use is another wing. And I'm seeing Azura Thompson here, 6'7". He can play the 3 if he needs. Not really that much of a shot maker. I see him as a elite on-the-ball defender at the next level, at 6'7", with his elite athleticism, and then getting out in transition. That's where he's going to get the majority of his buckets early on in his career. So Azura Thompson is going to be an Orlando Magic, a Detroit Piston, still going in the top 5 of the lottery. Now the Houston Rockets, who fall out, they have a chance to, well, I mean, I'd like to go Cason Wallace. I'd like to get them the point guard of the future for them. Let Jalen Green and Kevin Porter Jr. play the 2. And that's actually what I'm going to do. I was going to say Jarace Walker, but you got Tari Eason, Jabari Smith Jr., who you just invested a lot of draft capital in last draft. Also got Sengun at the 5. So here we're going to go Cason Wallace. Get them a floor general, a point guard. You got back-to-back Kentucky point guards there for the Rockets. So Cason Wallace going to be a Rocket there. And franchise point guard, you can control the pace, good defender, Very good passer, so he's going to be the number 6 pick to the Houston Rockets. Now at 7, we have the San Antonio Spurs, who fall way down the draft board, but they get Jarace Walker falling into their lap. They have the luxury that they can take best player available, and you're looking at the board, the way it's falling right now, there's nobody really close to Jarace Walker in my opinion. Therefore, he will be going to the San Antonio Spurs with the 7th overall pick. You can flex Sohan around however you want, and I think that's a win-win pick for everybody involved. He stays in the state of Texas. Now at number 8 overall, we have the Orlando Magic up, and this is a spot where they're not only going to take the best player on the board, but the best player on their board as well. Everybody's saying Grady Dick is going to be going to the Orlando Magic, so they get the best shooter in this class, can come in and immediately, if they need him to, start at the 2. Maybe Gary Harris starts to begin the year, but Grady Dick, shooting guard of the future in Orlando. Now at 9, we have the Indiana Pacers back on the clock. I mean, they could use a big, but, I mean, Taylor Hendricks is here. I was kind of saving him for the Dallas Mavericks, but in this case, I don't think you can pass him up. He's going to be an Indiana Pacer if this is how the board falls. You still got Ben Mathurin, Tyrese in the backcourt, and then we'll see what happens with Chris Duarte, Jordan Nora, Aaron Nesmith. All showed some potential. Andrew Nembhard's going to be a heck of a backup point guard for them. But in this case, we're getting Taylor Hendricks to the Indiana Pacers to grow and develop, and it'll be a nice fit, and I think he will turn out to be a very nice pick at 9. Now at 10, we have the Dallas Mavericks, and this team is headed nowhere fast. What do they need? A rim protector. The best one in the draft is down here at 23 on my big board. He is very raw, but the Mavericks need exactly a Derek Lively Jr. If they can trade back, let's see. Who can they trade back with? Who's got 2 picks here in the first round? The Nets. If they can make a move with the Nets, 21 and 22 for 10, we don't need to do that. Then that'd be a great move for the Mavericks right there, in my opinion. However, we're not going to have any trades today, so we're going to stay here and make a pick. Tim Hardaway Jr. likely on the way out. Same thing with Christian Wood. So things could get sticky in a hurry in Dallas, but we're going to have him take the best win now player on the board right here in Maxwell Lewis. Big fan of him. 6'7", big wing out of the West Coast Conference. That worked out with Jalen Williams for the Oklahoma City Thunder this year. I think it'll work out pretty well for the Dallas Mavericks if they do take him. And it's not like he's some scrub either. 17-6 on 47% efficiency. Not too shabby. Now at 11, we have the Orlando Magic once again. They already took a shooter, so Jordan Hawkins could be a good pick here. However, I'm going to have him go with a more NBA prototypical wing at 6'7", than 6'5", and he's got a whole lot more bounce than Jordan Hawkins, a lot more athleticism, and he can make some tough shots for himself as well. I mean, it's not just Jordan Hawkins, the guy that hits tough shots. Cam Whitmore, he can hit tough shots, and overall I think he's a better prospect. But this does mean that Jordan Hawkins falls to the Oklahoma City Thunder. And this is probably one of the bigger nightmares of what could happen, because the Thunder adding Jordan Hawkins immediately become a playoff contender next year. No matter what they do in free agency, they run it back with the core they have right now. They're probably a play-in contender. Add a guy like Jordan Hawkins who can absolutely shoot the crap out of it, and I think that makes them a playoff contender. Y'all let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. Feel free, if I make a bad pick, let me hear about it down in the comments below. But now at 13, we're continuing on, and we're going to have the Raptors making a Raptors-type pick, taking a big wing that can score it a little bit, but has tremendous upside on the defensive side of the court, and that is going to be Jet Howard out of the University of Michigan, going 13th overall. I think this is a home run pick for the Raptors here because he showed a lot of potential. You get another wing here, move Scotty to the 1, you got Gary Trent at the 2, I guess Will Barton, we'll see what happens there. And then you also got OG, you got, not Otto Porter Jr., you got Pascal Siakam. So they're running a little low on wings, so bringing in Jet Howard to come off the bench would be nice. That's one thing they didn't have much of this year was depth. Now, with the last pick of the lottery, I mean, this might be kind of a reach, but I do like this guy a lot, and he can come in and immediately help the Pelicans out with their front court depth and specifically their power forward depth. Zion Williamson has not exactly been healthy over the last couple of years, so that's why I'm going to bring in the brother of Keegan Murray, who also happened to average 20 and 8 on 48% efficiency this year at Iowa, Chris Murray. And he's going to come in and provide immediate depth for this Pelicans team. But anyways, we're done here. Victor Wembenyama, number 1 overall to the Utah Jazz. Interesting pick there. Interesting how the lottery turned out. But yeah, this is my lottery mock draft. Of course, we did sim the lottery, so let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. If it's absolutely horrible, let me know about it down in the comments below. If you like some picks, also let me know about it. If you're a fan of a team and you think I should have gotten somebody else for your team, just comment down below. But yeah, with that being said, that's going to be it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching.